Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, traders, local and abroad, all over the world. I welcome you. We're back for another weekly movers review. Last week was just an incredible week. It just feels so great to be a trader, and we're gonna kick it off, and continue to push that momentum moving into next week. If you haven't checked already, you can get a review of Forex Weekly Movers Overview. This is the last overview that we did, and where I spoke about the best pairs to look at going into last week. In addition, you can see which was, in my opinion, the trade of the day, trade of the week, really, for me personally, this ECAD short. I definitely invite you to check out those videos, but we're gonna kick it off how we normally kick it off. We looked at the news coming out of last week, and one of the bigger reports that caught my eye was the core retail sales coming out of the United States, which came out negative. In addition, on Wednesday, we had the bank rates, interest rates coming out on the Canadian dollar. As you know, I had a short bias. I still got a short bias on the euro. So on Tuesday, I actually seen a position setting up, and that's where you can see those videos to see the play-by-play and exactly what I was thinking and why that position made so much sense to me. And towards the latter part of the week, you can see that the fundamentals from the Canadian dollar continued to came out positive towards the end, which propelled me into my profit targets, and you can see that in those videos. So I definitely welcome you to check that out. Please like and subscribe if you get any. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Like it if you get any value out of it, and like it just to help us continue to grow and build the brand, and probably can help some traders you know. And we're definitely looking to push traders to profitability, and that's the whole point of our weekly movers overview here, to really give you the best pairs for you to focus on with your trading system. And these pairs are going to be the big movers as we move into next week. So without any further ado, let's get right into it. I just want to get right into the fun part here, which is checking out the fundamentals. So on Monday we got news coming out on the Australian dollar. Some speakers. I'm not really sure if I'm going to be really trading on Monday. I'm not really too interested. But for those of you that would like to trade, I'm setting it up a little bit different here, just a little bit different layout. Just want to break it down. If you see this slash, that just means the evening. For me personally, I got the morning and the evening. I look at it as two shifts, 2 times of the day for me personally. And in the morning, for me personally, it's the London session and the U.S. session. And in the evening, we got the Australian session, and possibly, depending on how I'm feeling, how many trades I'm in at the time, I may look at the yen, which has been moving lately. Can't say anything about that. The yen has been moving, but I'm focused on other pairs right now. But if a position does come up and it makes sense, I definitely will take it. So, not to get too far off track here, on Monday, if you want to trade a pair, you can look at the Euro Australian dollar. I'm starting to note the key times as well, because I'm going to be setting my alarms a little bit before these reports to try to time my entries a bit better. And I invite you guys to do the same. I'm going to let you know how my research goes with regard to using this method. But for the time being, I want to just try to add a little more structure to my trading, and this is it right here. So at 11 p.m., that's really where I'm looking. I would look to see, that's when the report comes out. I will look to see what the sentiment is at the time, and if there's any price action setups that make sense, it would definitely be a good look to take that. If the news is strong on the Australian dollar, if the news is weak on the Australian dollar, maybe the pound Australian dollar may be another pair to look at for weak sentiment coming out of this, if you choose to trade. All right, moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday, I'm starting to get a bit more interested because I've been looking for a position on the pound, and it's looking like we may have some good pound news coming into this week. So, checking it out here, we got inflation numbers coming out on the dollar. So we also got some news on the pound as well, which I'm really not that interested, but I am gonna be paying attention. I'm really waiting for later in the day at 8:30 for the inflation numbers coming out of the U.S. And later in the day we also got some numbers coming out on the Australian dollar, inflation numbers as well. So for that day, for Tuesday, some great pairs to look at in the early part of the day is the euro pound. That's what I'll be looking at, and the pound dollar. That's also what I'll be looking at around this 8:30 time. So earlier in the session, I may be looking at about that 4:30. If I'm looking at any pairs, it's definitely the euro pound, and later it's gonna be the pound dollar around 8:30 time. But I'm really checking out both of them, but focusing more on those pairs around those times. Later in the day, on the second half of the day, if you want to look for any positions, a great pair to look at would be the euro Australian dollar and the euro dollar, with the inflation numbers coming out. Moving on into Wednesday, we can see bank rates coming out of the UK at 4:30, so that's definitely a key time I'll be looking at. You already know the pairs, the euro pound, pound dollar, definitely big strong bias on looking at those. Moving on later in the day, we got some retail sales numbers coming out on the Canadian dollar, which I'm expecting to be positive. But like I mentioned, I can't predict these things. No one can predict these things. So, you just got to play it after you see it and look at the price action and see what makes sense. But definitely the EuroCAD, pound CAD for that key time, 8:30. Definitely I'm setting my alarm, and I'll be checking out the price action around that time. Week news from the week retail sales numbers. Definitely be looking at the pound CAD for strong retail sales numbers. I'll be looking at the euro CAD. That'll just be my personal bias on it. Just wanted to add my 2 cents. Hopefully it'll help someone out, and we'll see how the news goes. Moving on to the latter part of the day, we got some news coming out at 5 p.m. from New Zealand. Cash rate, interest rates coming out of New Zealand. New Zealand's been a very interesting pair lately. I've been keeping my peripheral vision on it. I would definitely be looking at this time for some possible positions on the euro New Zealand and the New Zealand dollar. And if it's weak news, the pound New Zealand to the upside, to the long side, may be a good alternative. But we gotta see what kind of results come out, kind of rates, kind of numbers they're pushing. And then later on in the day, even later than that, if you're trading a Japanese session, Tokyo session, you got some trade balance numbers coming out, which is definitely possible to move the market. The yen's been moving, as I mentioned already. I'm definitely expecting it to continue that momentum. And if you want to look at some pairs, a nice short would be on the euro yen, a nice long if some weak news come out of Japan. You can look at a long on a pound yen, and depending on the previous numbers out of New Zealand, that could also be a alternative off the bench if you want to look at it that way. Moving on to Thursday, retail sales numbers. That's definitely a report I'm going to be checking out. 4:30 from the pound, and a bunch of euro news before that. So I'm really not that interested, but I'm going to be checking it out. I'm really not too interested. I don't think it's going to be extreme amount of volatility, but with the retail sales numbers, we definitely should get some volatility in the market on euro pound, pound dollar later in the day, definitely. And also at that time, there should be some volatility in the pound dollar. So I'll be looking at those pairs. As you already know, I'll be looking at that pretty much all week. In addition, the Euro USD. So this is Thursday. Excuse me, I forgot to scroll it over. But yeah, the Euro Pound, the Euro USD, and Pound Dollar for Thursday, with the retail sales numbers coming out. Negative numbers, negative retail sales numbers. A good pair to look at may be the pound yen as well. A good alternative may be the pound yen for negative numbers. Possible in the next week, I could look to just note those. Depending on how the news comes out, it may be best to look at other pairs as well. And that's something that I'm keeping in my peripheral as well. I'm just taking notes. And whatever I can do to help you guys, it's definitely gonna help me. So and I don't mind helping, because I've been in your shoes. So and at the same time, it's best to make win-wins. It's best to make win-wins for everybody. Everybody's winning. Everybody's happy. That's how we want the world. So whatever I could do to help, if I could just add my 2 cents and that'll help you just from my research, I definitely invite you guys to for your input, and things that you may think work and different things. I'm actually building a research group, so you could just stay tuned to the videos for more information on that, or if you want to reach out to me with any ideas, I'm open. Yeah, but together we could definitely do this. Definitely shooting for exponential growth, and that's positive growth in our accounts, in education, and just in our lives in general. So this is how I plan on helping the world. And if you into the same kind of thing, I definitely invite you to shoot me a message. But not to get too far off the topic here. Sorry to keep this drawn out, but thought that'd be some good stuff for you guys. But moving on to Friday, or later on Thursday, some news, inflation numbers coming out of the yen, which should definitely move the market. In addition, we got some numbers coming out on the dollar as well. So throughout that whole day, the euro, pound, euro USD, pound dollar in the morning, and in the second half, 7:30 p.m. I'm gonna be checking out the market for the inflation numbers coming out on the yen, and some strong numbers on the yen would definitely be good to short the euro yen. Some weak numbers would be good to long the pound yen if price action sets up. That's how I'll be calling it. It's for you to place your own system. Trade with your own system. But these are the good pairs to focus at right there, as I always mention. And on Friday is it's not really gonna be the greatest day for me personally. I don't think. With the most volatility, Wednesday is really the busiest day, which is typical. But Friday, the market's gonna be closing up with some durable goods numbers, and some prelim GDP numbers, which may shake up the market a little bit. But I'm not really expecting too much from it. So we're gonna see. And if you want to trade on that day, some great pairs to trade would be the euro pound and the pound dollar. Definitely a euro pound in the AM, and a pound dollar in the PM, with more emphasis on that. But depending on how the position's set up, but those would be some great pairs to focus on. So I definitely want to wish everyone a great and happy trading week. Hope you've been finding these videos helpful. I've been getting some great feedback, as I mentioned, and I just want to continue to help. So if you guys can help me out as well, I'd appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button. If you're not subscribed already, hit the like button and share, and I appreciate it. That'll just let me know that you guys are getting some stuff out of this, and that'll just give me the fuel to keep on going. So until next time, happy trading.